Hey guys, and welcome to the Lazy Lemon Creations podcast. My name is Lindsay. You can find me on Instagram as Lazy Lemon Creations, and you can find me on Ravelry as Lazy Lemon. Welcome back to all my previous subscribers, and welcome to all my new subscribers. I've gotten a few more over the past 2 weeks, and so I just want to say hi and welcome, and I hope you guys enjoy. This is my podcast all about my knitting, my crochet, my diamond painting, my cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I get up to. And today I have knitting, crochet, and diamond painting. I live in the heart of the New River Valley with my husband and our 2 kids. Everybody is already asleep. It is 10 o'clock on Monday, March 11th. Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. 2024. I was supposed to podcast last week, but we got hit with some sickness, so that got delayed. And it is episode 20. I'm pretty excited about that. That's a big milestone to me, so yay. But let's jump right in. The first thing I'm going to go over is February stats, because this is the first podcast of March. So I'm going to go over the items that I made in February and what my grams in and grams out look like. So I only finished 3 items so far February's over. 3 items in February. The first one being the chevron baby blanket. The second one being the Steve and Andy socks from Leading Men Fiber Arts. And the third one being the Ambrosia salad socks from Knit Picks Felicini. And all together, that was 498 grams that I either knit or crocheted in the month of February. For the yarn in, though, I took in 320 grams. I purchased I purchased 3 different sock sets, and one of them came with a mini. So there we go. Oops. But no, it's okay. That's still a difference of 178 grams. So I still knit more than I brought in. And I don't really have a goal. I just like keeping track of it. I would like to continue growing my stash, but I would also like to knit more or crochet more than I purchase. So it's a conundrum. I don't know. I've got enough that I should be okay if I really just stopped this purchasing right now and just knit for the rest of the year. I would have enough. That's not an issue. But like, everybody wants more yarn. Duh. So as we jump into March, there are no finished objects so far in March. I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. There's no finished objects. There won't be any on this podcast episode. So, oops, my bad. But the first thing that I want to show you is a whip. I don't know if I've showed it on the podcast before, but it is a diamond painting that my husband got me for my birthday, and it came in a pack of 12, and there's one for each month essentially. This is the first one that I started, and it's March and I still haven't finished it, but I have done, okay, so it's gonna crinkle just because it's got the plastic on it, but like, I'm gonna lift it up and show you guys. That is how much is done. Ooh, look at that sparkle. So that's how much is done. You can kind of see right in there and a little bit right in here that I haven't applied a diamond to yet. Well, and then of course the rest of the canvas, but it's a work in progress that I'm working on. I did a few along the edges, but it's something that I'm going to leave right here on the table, which this is where I podcast. It's my dining room table. And like, if I need to be present with the kids and stuff like that, if we're doing crafts, if we're doing workbook pages, whatever, like this is where I sit. So I'll just have this out for whenever I need to dabble in some crafting. But that is my diamond painting. I will have the Amazon link down below because we purchased it. I say we because it's a joint bank account, but like I picked it out, he paid for it. Where we got it from. So I'll have that Amazon link down below. And anything else that I talk about, any yarn that I mention, any bags that I mention, if there is a shop that I can link them to, I will definitely do so. It'll be in the description below. And if for some reason I don't mention anything, reach out to me and I will get you that information one way or another. So if you hear that crinkling, that's me touching that page, and I apologize. I'm going to try not to, but I can't help it. It's literally right here at my left hand. So the next whip has been a whip for far too long, and it's nobody's fault. I love this yarn. I love this color. I love everything about it. I just haven't, I've been getting custom orders and those take priority for me. And so these are really just my vanilla on the go knitting whenever I don't have something to work on. So that's why they're not finished yet. They're in my orange bag. Orange is my favorite color. If you cannot tell, it is everything to me. It's the epitome of happiness, in my opinion. It is in my orange bag with the knit fabric from Happy Little Yarn. Let's see if her little Yogo is gonna pick up logo. But yeah, that's Amie of Happy Little Yarn. Love her so dearly. This is Ridiculous Yarn. Boop, boop. There we go. It is a 75-25 blend on Addie socks. It's called Unicorn Barf. I love it. I do. I love this yarn. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colors are amazing. It doesn't do the sock justice. I have one sock entirely finished, which pretty sure this was the exact same last week. I'm not even kidding. I have one sock entirely done and I love it. And I want to say I've done maybe 4 or 5 stitches from the last time I podcasted. I do need to add another stitch marker for every 10 rounds. I keep a stitch marker on the sock to help me know how big to make the sock, and I need to do that. But let's just say that this is where I was on the last podcast episode, because that's why I would have put a stitch marker there. So if that's where I was on the last podcast episode, we're gonna move it and see if March shows this sock any love, because I do love this sock. That sounds terrible. I do love this sock. When I get into life with the sick kids and you see the ping pong of how crazy my week was, you'll understand why I didn't do anything. Okay. So we have moved that up. That is a very cute heart progress keeper or stitch marker, whichever one you want to call it, from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. It is on clear acrylic with glitter in it. It's my favorite, and I have a lot of their stitch markers. But yeah, that's living in here. I am knitting it on, let me go ahead and say that. I am knitting it on a 9-inch circular needle. It is a 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter. It is a Chowgu needle. I do like the 9-inch. The reason, the 9 inches is not the reason I'm not working on the sock. Like I said, it is truly because I have had other orders and stuff like that. So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and knit until I'm right past this progress keeper. And then I will know for sure that that's where I was my last podcast episode. There we go. Cute as a button. Which I don't get that saying, that something is cute as a button. Buttons generally aren't that cute. Like if you just see a button out and about, it's just a button. I don't know where that saying came from, so, but it's cute as a button. So yeah, that was whip number 2, but it was the first one of my knitting. The first whip was diamond painting, the second whip was knitting. The third whip is also knitting. It is, can't find it. It is another Leading Men Fiber Arts yarn. This is in their Showstopper base, but it is intermission. Which means it is a 50-gram ball instead of a 100-gram. So it comes in a hang, but you make it into a cake on your ball winder. It comes in 50 grams instead of 100, but it is a 75-25 superwash merino nylon blend. It's the colorway Dames at Sea. This is what it looks like caked up. Oh, that's such a pretty blue. It is the best royal navy blue, and it's a very solid blue too. Not a lot of color variations. Words are hard. Better in that sock. These are a special order, and they are currently living in my lemon bag. Because my last name's Lemon, why would I not want a bag with lemons all over it? That bag is also from Amie of Happy Little Yarn. I have 3 or 4 of her bags now. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Anytime I want one, I'm just like, hey, Amie. She's a great friend for that. And I have one sock already done. This person's foot is actually kind of small. And I'm really curious because of the size of the foot. I haven't gotten into the second 50-gram ball. I am on the second sock. I am through the gusset, and I still need to add another stitch marker. I've been working on these, again, because they're a special order. But I still have a bit of yarn. I don't know how much. You guys are quite literally propped up on my scale right now, so I can't weigh this and see. But if my math was correct, then I will have enough in this little nugget, which it's a bigger nugget. It's more like a tender. It's not a nugget. In this little ball to actually finish the sock. So we'll see. And if not, I've got a whole nother 50 grams. But if so, then I can make this person 4 socks, and that would be pretty awesome. I have my Progress Keeper right there from Twin Mountain Handcrafts as well. That I actually put on there Sunday. Saturday? Sunday. I don't know, whatever day of the week it was, to get through my heel flap and gusset, and that's how much of my sock I had knit in one day. So now I'm going to move this Progress Keeper. Words are really hard tonight, which words are always hard for me, so don't listen to me anyway. But I'm going to move this Progress Keeper up, and hopefully, ooh, I missed the clasp. Hopefully on my next episode, come on, focus. There we go. Look how cute those books are. Hopefully on my next episode, I'll actually have this pair finished. So we shall see. These are knit on Magic Loop, 32-inch cable, size 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter ChowGoo red lace needle. Magic Loop is my go-to, but like I said, I do have socks that are on 9-inch, and it doesn't bother me, so I'm pretty excited for that. And then my fourth and final whip is this. Well, actually, this isn't a whip. This was a little test that I did to see if I understood the pattern, to see if I liked it, to see if it was something, my finger hurts, to see if it was something that I actually wanted to do. So it is crochet. Is it the crochet granny wrap? That's a good question, Lindsay. I'm totally blanking on the name. This is the Granny Wrap by Anna Boo's House. It is a crochet wrap. I do have a Ravelry page for it that I have already started. I started this on March 2nd. This was just my test. I knew that my yarn was going to have a knot in it, and it completely changed colors. I think it jumped to like another yellow or something. It was odd. So I have it. it jumped to like yellow and then it jumped again. It was odd. So I had to cut the yarn. And so I just wanted to test it and see if it was something that I wanted to do. It's been resting in this Della Q bag. It is a rainbow see-through mesh bag. And yeah, it just started over with the red, but it didn't even include all of its colors. It's supposed to fade to a green, the blue, then a purple, then back to a different pink. It was supposed to go through a couple more repeats, and it didn't. But I started this on the 2nd. Look! It is... I don't have the label for this yarn. I want to say it's Lion Brand or Karen Cakes. I don't know. This is deep stash. This is back when Lindsay didn't even know how to knit yet stash. So I've had this yarn for quite some time. But I know how the pattern works up now because I did my little swatch that I think I'm just gonna like make into for a baby doll or something. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that little swatch. It's a cute little thing though. I am now working on this part. The color gradient is beautiful. I'm right there. Boop. I am crocheting with a Susan Bates USG, which is a size 6, which is a 4mm hook. Let's see if I can get that to focus. I really hope that worked for you guys. It's purple. We're gonna put a progress keeper right here to show how far we get by the next episode. That's an owl. Also from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. It's orange on orange, so it's kind of hard to see. But there's my little owl. If anybody knows what this yarn is, please let me know. Like, I'll let you see the whole cake. I know it's 100% acrylic because I can feel it. And yeah, the color variance is very much like this, but it does go into a deeper blue and then into a purple and then into like a light pink. So if you have any idea what it could be, reach out to me and let me know. I did try Googling Karen and Lion Brand rainbow cakes, but that's a whole thing. So I didn't come up with anything. If you know what it is, let me know. Otherwise, it's rainbow yarn. And that is it for my whips. What else do I have? Purchase. I have made one purchase since my last podcast. And I'm only probably going to do it 2 more times unless I'm absolutely blown away. I do really like it. So, sorry for the crinkling. 2 seconds. There we go. I decided to subscribe to Yarnable. Ooh, it does smell. In a good way. It smells in a good way. I want to say that it's with the one of the goodies that is in here as well. Sorry. But I decided to get Yarnable. This is the March 2024 colorway called Here We Grow Again. I got it on their plush sock and I only got the one. Look at those speckles. Those are cute. It is an 85/15, so I'm really interested to see how this is going to work up. Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady had mentioned doing a muscle burr with it, and that's been in the back of my mind since I got it. I don't know if I'm going to do that, but that would be... I want to cake it up. I want to cake it up and see how often it speckles, and I'll go from there. But in Yarnable, it comes with... a card. I've got the information hidden, but it tells you about the extras that it comes with. It tells you where things are from if it's not from Yarnable, which is by Hypnotic Yarn. And it's got some goodies in this little mesh bag here that's kind of see-through. I don't know if it could actually be a project bag for anything. It is kind of on the smaller side, but Could definitely make it work. It would be a great needle storage bag. If you've gotten Yarnable and you don't have a proper needle storage bag, this would actually be a great bag for that. Nice. I think I just decided what I'm going to do with mine. But I did get Yarnable. I have seen the April colorway for it as well. And I am going to do April and I'm going to do May. I'm going to do March, April, and May. And then I'm going to assess it and see if it is something that I want to continue. I'm going to work it up and see what it's like to work with before I make the ultimate decision on whether or not I keep it past the 3 months. There are other options that I might want to grow my stash with because it's an 85-15, which feels amazing, but I don't know how it works up yet. That's why I want to work this up first before I decide if I'm keeping it past the 3 months. So I'm definitely getting it for 3 months, and then if not, if it's just not my vibe, I'll cancel and I'll just continue buying yarn from, honestly, I'm in love with Leading Men Fibroids right now, so I might just keep buying from them for everything and just build my stash that way. So that is all my purchases, and then that's it for Yarn Talk. So if that's all you're here for, you can skedaddle. No, I'm kidding. So now into reading and watching, nothing has changed. I'm still watching podcasts. Lisa of 72 Stitches, Amie of Happy Little Yarn, Ambi Marie Knits, Kay of the Crazy Sock Lady, We Share Needles, Needles at the Ready, Sock Witchery, which she hasn't posted in a long time, but like I have a list. It notifies me on YouTube anytime there's a new episode, so I watch them as they come out. And then TV has just been Law and Order. Reading is still the Lightbringer series, the Blinding Knife book 2, still reading it. I'm a slow reader and I don't care. Like I am a slow reader, but I am a very attentive reader. I can recite back details very well. And I enjoy being able to read the story and holding on to the story and retaining it, because I can tell you if I've read a book over and over again, which I do all the time, but I enjoy reading the story and being able to retain the information. And I do it as a loving hobby and pastime, but I don't do it for background noise. Like I don't do it just to fill the brain with space. That's why I knit and crochet. Then... yeah, so last week, both my kids got sick. My son got sick. His name is Emrys. He got sick Monday night and into Tuesday morning. His was less than 12 hours, but it was, trigger warning, it was a puke-filled evening, and it was not something that was very enjoyable for anybody. So he was sick Monday into Tuesday. Kept him home from preschool on Tuesday, which happened to be picture day, but I kept him home because it's the right thing to do. And he felt better on Wednesday, but he doesn't go to preschool on Wednesday. Thursday hits. I get him and her up for school. And my daughter Alara says that she doesn't want breakfast. She says her tummy hurts. She doesn't want breakfast. She doesn't know why. And I'm like, okay. We're up not even 20 minutes. She's throwing up. So then she doesn't go to school on Thursday. And hers lasted 19 hours. From when we woke up Thursday morning to go to school until after midnight. Into Friday that she was sick. It was terrible. My kids unfortunately share a room. Eventually we will move and that will change, but they share a room, so they share germs. It was not a fun week. It was a lot of Lysol, a lot of cleaning, and a lot of lack of sleep, because when your babies are sick, you're just in tune to every noise they make, every whine, every whimper, every time they get out of their bed, you know about it. So it just was one of those instances where I didn't sleep very well. I didn't get to knit a lot. I did one sock. I did one sock in an entire 2-week time frame because of an entire week of the kids being sick. Then what else is new? Oh, my husband had to go and get his car serviced. Because we found out that the one shop that we took it to, which is no longer up and running between the time he took it for a service the last go around until the time of his most recent service, which was last week, that shop got raided. I call it a raid, but I really don't know what it is, but they're no longer in business for a whole bunch of fraud and stuff like that. But anyway, they had put a sticker on his car saying that they had done the oil change and the next date that it needed to come back by, or mileage. Like, it's one of those, whichever ones comes first, come back to the shop for a new oil change. They didn't do the service. And my husband's brakes were starting to go. And so I said, I think you really need to go and get your brakes replaced. Why don't you take it to the dealership where we actually got the car from? And let's see about that. And they were like, did you realize that you were extremely low on oil? Like, they went through a whole list of things. And when we found out about it, we also found out that the police were investigating that shop. It was a whole thing. Anyway, so my husband's car got serviced. I don't know where I was going with that story, except for the fact that it got serviced. And it was a dramatic thing in this small town. And this week, fingers crossed, is going to be an easy week. Knock on wood. Next week, on Monday, my daughter has a doctor's appointment. And on Tuesday, I have my wisdom teeth removed. My husband's going with me. I'm going to be put to sleep for it. I'm not too scared. I'm not too nervous, but it's just going to be a busy week because it's just back-to-back events. So I would appreciate any prayers, good vibes, good vibrations, voodoo. I don't care. I don't care. As long as it's positive, you can send it my way. I am getting my wisdom teeth taken out next Tuesday. So I will try and film again, either next Sunday or Monday. I like filming on Monday and posting on Tuesday. But I'll get to it when I get to it. You guys know me. Don't ever hold what I say accountable. I just show up when I show up. But I keep looking over here at the calendar and it's color coded so I can kind of see ahead of what we have going on. And then at the end of March, my husband has to get his annual work physical. So that'll be fun. But they do it for free. And his job pays for everything, all the testing, all of it. So it's really nice. And we take it. He's just not looking forward to it. So he's just being a man. As they all are. He's just being a man. I'm going to wrap it up here. I want to thank you all for watching. If you would like to support the podcast, you can do so by following the Ko-Fi link down below in the description. And you can buy a coffee or send a donation. It's completely up to you if you would like to support the podcast. Otherwise, you can like and subscribe and share the podcast with any friends that you want to and help me grow this little community that I have because I love it. I love doing this. I love sitting down and talking to you guys, and I'm just really happy with deciding to do this. So I've done it for over a year now, and like I said, this is episode 20, so cheers to that. I don't have anything to cheers with, but cheers to that, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.